Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, I rise to my feet and I first want to pay tribute to Amy Adams, the Selwyn MP, who did a really difficult thing this afternoon. She brought a very human face to this House, a human face to the Canterbury earthquake and to the life that they are living now. But I also want to pay tribute to all of the other MPs from all sides of the House that are spending a lot of time both in that trying to recover their own lives but also to help their constituents. And I know that in some cases their offices have been badly damaged, and I understand that a number of the Labour members have had that happen to them, and I know they are working in difficult circumstances, and in doing so they are entirely in the same place as so many of their constituents. My electorate of Rangitata is a little removed from it, but nevertheless still feeling it, still being woken each night as the tremors, the aftershocks come through. And when we woke, my husband and I woke on the night of the earthquake, my first instinct was, just as Amy's, to run to get my daughter from her bedroom. She was home on mid-semester break, only to pause shakily in the hallway when I remembered she wasn't there. She was in Christchurch. I thought we were the epicentre. It was so harsh. It was only some quarter of an hour later I discovered she was very close to the epicentre, and then my worry truly began. What I want to talk about in my short speech this afternoon is a little bit of what's actually happening in my electorate, a little bit of what I hope will be happening in the weeks and months ahead. There have already been to EQC 180 claims from Mid-Canterbury, 215 from South Canterbury. They are largely, though not all, of a minor nature. Some of the buildings in Mid-Canterbury have been damaged and will need, in fact, to have major renovations. I suspect some are going to have to be pulled down. So we haven't escaped completely. There have been very few of our residents evacuated, but I can tell you that I have yet to find anyone in Mid-Canterbury and South Canterbury that doesn't have relatives or close friends living the nightmare, certainly not the dream, further north in Canterbury. To add insult to injury, we then had power outages on Sunday night and gale force winds that damaged buildings, plantations, etc. So it's been a rocky time all round. Some of my constituents, the St Itas Guest House in Rakaia, they are a very old building, and they tell me that the very shape of their building has changed. The South Rakaia Hotel, the same applies for, and one of the iconic structures in Methven, the Canterbury Draft Hotel, the Brown Pub as it's known to the locals, has also been damaged, and part of their business is unable to be used. This government, and in fact not just the government but civil defence, emergency services, the MPs, all of the MPs in this House have all gathered together, rallied together to find ways in which to help people. One of the businesses in Rakaia has been damaged, but very quickly the local builders got together and they have planned a way back into business. But it doesn't change the fact that this business will be out of business for 3 weeks, that at least one of their full-time employees is relying on that income. So the very quick response to that need from the government has certainly been welcomed, and although they feel very fortunate, they nevertheless do need to pick up on that need. They are repeatedly saying our neighbours are so much worse off, but nevertheless some of them do need that to buy groceries, to pay rent, etc. Although the Honourable Peter Dunn said that tax matters may not be top of mind right now, it is entirely necessary, and in fact has been the case, that the government steps in to look at all of the pressures on individuals, on families, on businesses, to look for ways to allay those pressures, to actually help people through what has been so very well described by our colleague Amy Adams, this very, very difficult time. So in fact it is that very comprehensive package that is making the difference. regrettably, there will need to be concerted effort for months and months to come as people recover from this very severe earthquake.